What's up you guys, welcome to the video. My name is Armand and today I'm going to teach you how to mix breaks or break beats. So what are breaks anyway? Well, they're not this and they're not this. Take a listen. Alright, so as you can hear, breaks have a really cool, interesting drum groove that sounds a little bit different from your standard techno or progressive house or deep house track. It's not just boom, 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 which we call the 4 to the floor beat in electronic music. There's something else going on that sounds a little bit interesting, and as a result of that, breaks can be a really cool, interesting way to change up the vibe and the cadence and the energy level during your set. I suppose you could do an entire mix of breaks if you wanted to. The way I've been using them is to sprinkle in maybe 1 or 2 breaks tracks throughout an hour to 2-hour mix. Alright, let's take a closer look and dive into what's really going on in breaks tracks, and then we'll come back to the decks and learn how to mix them. So breaks sound like this. Or Alright, so one of these songs actually has a really good example of what a regular beat sounds like in it, and it contains a break beat, and that's Cosmic Frequencies up here in the top channel by Agents of Time. So you'll hear, if I play this song at the beginning, 4 to the floor bass kick, okay? Every quarter note, the kick hits. The song carries on like that for a while. But then, in the breakdown over here, listen to how the beat changes. Okay, the kick is no longer hitting on every quarter note. And you can hear that it's got that kind of swing or delayed offbeat vibe to it. So let's go into Ableton now and look at some beats, and you can actually visualize why it is that a breakbeat is different and how it makes the music sound. So this song here is a song that I've made, and I've got a regular beat on this one. The kick is at the top here, which I've just highlighted them. Listen to that. Right, so the kick happens every quarter note, which is marked here, 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 oops, and here. So this whole section here that I'm highlighting now is 1 measure or 1 bar. Right, that's your 4 to the floor beat, because you've got a kick at the beginning of every beat, so there's 4 beats in the bar and 4 kicks. Alright, and here's another track I've made. This track is a breakbeat track through and through. The entire track has the breakbeat in it, and the kick is here at the top, or sort of middle of this drum groove. Let's have a listen. So again, you can see that the kick does not land on every first quarter note, or every quarter note of every bar, like it would if it was a normal house track or a deep house track, right? So in that case, you'd have, these would be, oops, arranged like this, right? You'd have boom, 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 boom. Okay, now I'll go back to the breakbeat. Okay, so it's that stutter, it's that delay in here, and combined with when the clap happens, or the snare, that's the clap down there. Kind of gives it that aggressive, kind of punky sounding, cool vibe. Alright, now that you know what a breakbeat is, let's go and teach you how to mix them. Alright guys, so we're back at the decks now, and we're going to take a look at how to actually mix some breaks tracks. Now the one reason that it can be a little bit challenging for beginners to mix breaks is that because of the way the kick lands, not being on every single quarter note, it can be a little bit hard to hear what's going on to get your beat match going when you're going from one track that's a regular 4 to the floor track, and then you're mixing in the breaks track into that. It can sound like there's a lot going on. It sounds almost like there's a gallop going, right, that you're train wrecking, but really you're not. You've got to learn to hear which kicks to listen for to know that you are properly beat matched, and to try to ignore the other ones and just trust that you're in the right place and that the breaks track is going to come in okay. All right, let's have a listen to what that sounds like. Here on the right, we have the starting of the breakbeat track. Here on the left, we have a regular track. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I bring in and beat match the breakbeat. Now hear how much kicks there are? It sounds a bit confusing, right? So try to still count the beats then. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now with the breaks, get focused on the 1 beat. 1. The reason I say that is that the 1 usually aligns, and that way you can't miss. Everything after might sound a bit confusing because of what the breakbeat is doing, but if you focus on that 1, then you can't really go wrong. You have to try and train your mind to block out everything after the 1, and just make sure you've got that 1 beat correct, and listen for that 1 beat when you're trying to adjust your beat match. Just wait for that 1 and hear if you hear any clipping or overlap of the beats, or if they sound tight and locked in. Alright, so here on the right we've got another breaks track, and this is going to be tougher, because this one doesn't have a kick at the beginning. As you can hear, it's just got some lighter percussion. Later on in the song, you're going to get a kick. There you go. Okay, so we're going to have to use our ears really carefully and just rely on whatever the best markers are that the song has. Okay, let's bring it in. Cue it up. Okay, I got pretty lucky with the beat match there. I didn't need to make much adjustments, but let's say I'm a little sloppier coming in. Wrong way. Okay. What am I focusing on? I'm focusing on the snare. Right there. Snare. Snare. If I focus on that, it makes it pretty easy, even though we don't have a kick. Alright, now let's try mixing that in my headphones like I would actually be doing if it was live in a club. Get it queued up, get it beat matched. So that snare that we're relying on in the breaks track on the right, I believe is going to be on the 2 beat. Let's listen for it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hear that snare? 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's on the 2 and the 4. So I'm just kind of blocking out from my mind that techie other kind of offbeat hi-hats, and I'm focusing only on that snare. Start bringing down the other song now, fading it out. And there you go, there's your mix, pretty much. And I'll do one more for you. Let's use a breaks track that actually does have a kick at the beginning this time. And I'll do this live with the volume faders up instead of in my headphones, so that you can see and hear everything that I'm doing. Let me find the right track. But the track on the left is a standard 4 to the floor track we'll be mixing out of. Hear that? That beat matches off. Focus on the 1 only. 1. 1. Still sounds off. 1. There you go, you hear that? The 1 sounds tight now. So ignore everything else, don't worry about it. You know from that 1 beat that these 2 tracks are in fact beat matched. So now I've killed the volume and the faders, and I'll bring it in slowly as I am mixing it live. And there's your mix. Now we are into the breakbeat track only. Alright guys, so there you have it. I hope that's useful for you in learning how to mix breaks into your mixing. These tracks are pretty cool. I think they're growing in popularity right now. You can find them on Beatport. I do believe they actually have a genre called breaks or breakbeats, so you can check for that and start hunting down some of this music and incorporating it into your sets. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, post a comment below, share with your other friends who are DJs as well, and I look forward to seeing you back here for the next video. Cheers.